Hello, beautiful ladies here on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to share with you something that really changed my life, and that I know that if you really internalize it in a simple way that I'm gonna give it to you, I know it can help you and change your life also. Because when we create the consciousness, we also know the steps that we need to take in order for us to embody that consciousness. Then it's easier. And I actually have my notes here because I really don't want to miss the initial idea that I wanted to teach you today. And this is something that I have applied in my life, of course, and that it has changed my life. So I want this to change yours as well. So stay tuned and continue until the end, because towards the end is when I give you the actual practical and how-tos. So make sure that you stay with me. So welcome, and let's go ahead and begin. So I truly believe that feminine energy is one of the highest levels of consciousness. And the reason why I believe and I think this is because when we look on the scale of consciousness, the highest levels of consciousness are love, authenticity, and peace. And when we talk about feminine energy, what we really are talking about is authenticity, love, and peace. So if we put all of these together, we're really talking about feminine energy. And if we know that, then that means that every single woman can really take the steps to get there. Now, one of the things that I have also discovered on my journey is that when a woman uses her feminine energy in business, in sales, in her career, she's definitely gonna see a change, and she's gonna go farther. And most importantly, not only go farther, but it's also going to be in a way that is going to feel aligned with her design, because that's what it felt for me, right? Rather than going with the force, you are using your own power, which is your consciousness, which is your feminine energy. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because if you implement these and if you can learn how to nourish and how to use and increase your feminine energy and your levels of consciousness, you will see a dramatic change in your business and your life. Why? I want to give you a little bit of context so you can understand. When I was a realtor, I didn't really have creativity, so I was always stuck and I was always feeling burnout. And now looking back, I say no wonder why. I can totally see and I can totally understand. The reason was because I was just following the rules that someone else was giving me, rather than me saying, this is what I feel, trusting my creativity, trusting my intuition. I now look back and I say how much I could have create, do, and accomplish if I would have trusted my creativity and my intuition back then, if I would have used my feminine energy. So that is exactly why I say that feminine energy changed my life. Because number one, I had to do the inner work, and number two, because I learned to surrender. I learned to let go of control. I learned to let go of survival mode. I learned to let go of controlling every single outcome. I learned to have more joy and a spaciousness within myself, and also to follow and trust my creativity. Because as a woman, when we are a child, in my case, yes, I was very creative. I was pretty much always dancing and singing. But the truth is that I was not really recognized or seen for that. So I grew up thinking that my creativity was not good enough, or that I cannot trust my creativity because it must not be real. So I know that if that happened to me, it does happen to other women. And I truly want you to know that there's nothing that can create more success for you than your creativity. Think about it. Everything that has been created and everything that today we enjoy, it started with an idea. It started with someone having creativity. I listened the story of the man that created, and this is from a man, but men are also creative and they follow more their creativity sometimes than women, honestly. And I was listening to this story, the man that created the airplanes. It was an idea, and everybody told him that that was not gonna work, that was never going to be possible. And he trusted his idea. He believed in his idea that he was gonna be able to help people move from one place to another in way less time by air. And he did it. And now that's how we have airplanes. So with that, imagine with your feminine energy, with your creativity, if you have a business, those ideas, the faster that you act on those ideas, the faster that you're gonna see results in your life, and never doubting your ideas. Never asking also for the how. Because another thing when feminine energy comes in is that when you're in your feminine, you're so surrendered. You let go of the how. You feel the desire, you have the idea, and you start taking actions because you're so moved by that. You don't ask for the how. And this was actually not even part of what I have wrote here, but it's just the message just keep coming through. And how you can create today a different level of freedom and success in your career using your feminine energy. Number one is do not let your head, do not let your rational side of your brain dictate or move your life. Let me explain. Does that mean that we don't think? No. In fact, we have to think, yes. What I mean by this is that I meet so many women. When they connect with me, I can tell that they are in their head by the way they speak, by the way they move. There's nothing wrong with that. But what happened is that is preventing you from really accessing a higher level of creation and connection. Let's say that you are in a sales calls. Let's say that you have your own business and you have clients reaching out to you, or let's say that you're in calls. Let's say you're an agent, real estate agent, or a high ticket sales, and you are in your head. What's going to happen, because that's how humans are, when you connect with your head, your voice is different, your body language is different, your ideas are different. However, when you learn how to connect with your heart using your feminine energy, this is how people are going to be so magnetized to you, so attracted to you. Not in a romantic way, but they're gonna say and feel like she has something that I don't know, but I want to do business, or I want her to help me or represent me, or in a sales call, they're gonna feel like they know you, they can trust you. And you're gonna see that you don't have to put that much effort. And it's because when you're working with your head, that's when it feels like you're putting a lot of effort, right? So learning how to connect with your heart using your feminine energy is going to allow you to create a different level of connection with your clients. Also, ideas and intuition are gonna flow differently. So, number one, do not let your head dictate or run your life. Use your feminine energy, use your heart, and you can practice this. You can practice speaking from your heart and speaking from your head, and you're gonna see Like I would do it here, but I don't know if I can really even do that. But I know that it used to be for me. So it changed my life when I learned how to really be on my body and connect and speak from my heart, from my body. Number 2 is create the boundaries and strict rules to protect your life force energy. This is very important because what happens and what I see so much in women today, and it used to happen to me, is that we think that we have unlimited divine energy, and that is not true. We do and we don't, because if we misuse it, because energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. And because of that, if you are putting your energy in the wrong places, then when you want to use it for the places or for the outcomes or the things that you really want, you are not gonna have it. It's not gonna be the same, I promise. And this is why this is one of my rules. Protecting your life force energy. Where do you put your energy? The people that you allow in your life that do not really add to your growth or to your energy. The way that you speak, your vocabulary, or the things how you speak to yourself is a way of not protecting your energy. Because if you are empowering yourself, you speak loving, kind words to yourself, you are transforming your energy. You are protecting or also your life force energy, because remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. So you are transforming that beautiful life force that God has given you into something, right? But for that you have to protect it. And what I mean by that is like, where are you leaking energy, right? Like, don't let the energy or the precious energy that you have be leaked. And one of the ways that I think women nowadays allow this to happen is also with men. I know there's wonderful men out there, and if you found one, then sure, by all means, I know there's time for that. What I mean is giving your energy to men that do not deserve it, or that are not really nourishing or adding to your life, because then that will affect your life force, and your life force is what really creates and also helps you in your career, in your business. If you give your energy to someone that is not really adding or nourishing that energy for you, you are going to be depleted, and that's going to show up in your numbers and in your bank accounts. So that's why we have to be very mindful and careful with who we give our energy to, especially our feminine energy. The minute that we speak with a man, that gives him a lot of energy, because feminine energy is something that they feed off. It's something that they do not naturally, have if he's a masculine man, of course. So protect your energy. Do not let your energy be leaked in ways and places and people that affect you with your life force and your creative energy. And then trust your intuition more. Trust your intuition more. I know for so many ladies, it's hard to know or to really discern what is my intuition, what is my head. Intuition, it feels in your body. It feels like peace. It feels like quiet. It feels like this is something that I just feel in my body. From your head, it makes you a little nervous. It can give you fear. When it comes from the head, it can make you feel fearful and a little bit uneasy, like you don't feel that peace in your heart and in your body. So intuition comes from your body, and ideas that come from your head, it really doesn't feel in your body. It's just in your head. So trusting more your intuition, how does that help you? Well, sometimes you are in a conversation or a sales call or a business transaction and or just creating your business, and you feel this nudge, you feel this intuition, but then you have all of these rules here from people or the script or how needs to be done, and you end up following this direction instead of what is your intuition telling you. And on a call or a conversation, sometimes you cannot do that, because let's say that you are in a conversation with me and maybe I say something or do something that is not the normal or unconventional. Guess what? If you don't follow your intuition and you sense that I'm a little bit off, that something is going on, you're gonna continue, you're gonna keep going. And what's going to happen is that I'm pretty much not gonna connect with you, right? This is an example. And in business, it depends. I feel like all the time your intuition is going to guide you, and your intuition is always going to feel like peace, is always going to feel like this is what needs to be done next, right? Even if it doesn't make sense for the head, most of the time it's not gonna make sense for your head, but it's going to help you so much. And that's when feminine energy comes in, because you are surrendering, you are trusting, and you are going with that flow. And then of course the masculine energy gives the structure, but that's for another video. And then number 4 or number 5, I lost count. Stay true and authentic to your values no matter what. Stay true and authentic to your values no matter what. I see this so many times where one thing is to be kind and compassionate and understanding when things need to change, but another thing is to always be drifting away your values and your prices and your way of doing business just because someone else comes in and tells you to do so, or tells you or give you a recommendation. The more authentic, the more connected you are to yourself, which is again your feminine energy, the more authentic and connected to your body and to your values you are going to be. And the harder it's going to be to drift. Nobody's gonna come and tell you and take you out of your shell or of your environment, of your creativity, because you stay true and authentic to who you are and to your values. And that's feminine energy at its highest form. Like, there's no man that is going to take you out of your values and what you believe in, and no family member, nobody else, because you stay true to your values, you stay true to what you believe in. And this is not in a rude way, this is just being authentic to you. And the last thing that I want you to do is to self-abandon or betray yourself, because that is just I never want you to go through that moment or go through the consequences of betraying or self-abandoning yourself because you think it's better for someone else. No. You stay true and authentic to yourself. You stay true and authentic to your values, to what you believe in. And that's also very important in calls and business, because there's going to be clients that are really not going to be for you. And you have to let them go, and that's okay, because someone else, when you let that go and when you create that space because you stay true to yourself, God is seeing that, God is looking at that, and it's gonna fill that place with someone that is really in alignment for you. The same in love, the same in dating. I know sometimes there is someone that is almost perfect but is fully not in alignment with our values, with our values or with who we are. And sometimes we have to let that go, because then how are we going to create a space for who is really in alignment, which there is someone, right? I truly believe in the one, and I know that God created someone specifically for you, for me, and I know that person is out there. So I'm not gonna let anybody take the place of him, because then he's not gonna be able to show up if I'm allowing an almost, when I can have no, the one that God created for me. So those are the points that I wanted to share with you today, so you can use your feminine energy, which is really a higher level of consciousness, so you can create more abundance and you can create more joyful outcomes in your business and your career. Remember, stick to your rules, to your boundaries, and trust your intuition, trust your creativity, trust your values, your heart, your authenticity. Communicate from your heart, so you can also create more connection and you can magnetize more, and that will open up different doors for you. So love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Now make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and also if you would like to work deeper with me and find out more about how you can heal at a deeper level your feminine energy, you can click here on the description. I do have an application that you can fill out, and I will reply to you on how we can connect and work at a deeper level. I'm excited for you, and I wish you all the most beautiful things in this world, and I'll see you on the next video.